Yo, this is Invest and Prosper. I'm your host Marcus, and today, blood, one of the investments that I made recently is a book called Shoot Up. Shoot Up. You get me? This is the book right here, blood, by Phil Knight. You get what I mean? Man, I'm wearing his clothing. I don't know if you can see that. I just had to do that for some reason. But yeah, people wear his clothing and we don't even know. This is the owner of Knight. You know what I mean? He's a big time businessman, you know what I mean? He's done so much, fam. Well, we always see his clothing, we always see his adverts, we always see this, we always see that. You know what I mean? He's a big time businessman, yo. And if you know the way this guy got started, yo, it's such an inspiring story. This guy was the same age as I am right now when he got started, and that's 23. You get what I mean? He got started at 23. He went on journeys, he went looking at Greece, he went to this place, he went to that place, he went on a little tour, you get me, and then he just really decided like what he wanted to do, you get what I'm saying. And he always loved shoes, you know what I'm saying, from what the book's saying. He always loved shoes, and what he did was he got into he started getting these shoes from like Japan and that. So when he started getting these shoes from there, he had like a little business running, and he's selling these shoes, and these shoes were called Tigers at the time. But things started not going so great, and there was always some bullshit that was just slowing him down, you know what I mean? He was one of them guys that wanted this and he just wanted to fire it out. He had a nice business, and there was always some people just doing him wrong or messing up his business or just not being people that you could depend on. But Phil's persistence, man, yo, it's just I think everybody should read this book right here. I think everybody should read it because he's just talking about all the experiences he had. He must have a sick memory card, loads of stuff. The book's like, don't even know. That looks quite thick to me, you get me? But he just talks so much about the experiences he had and all the troubles that he had, and he just overcome everything, like everything he overcome, man. And it's just really, really, I find it really, really inspiring, you know what I mean, to think that a person can do that. And obviously this big business, what we see all the time, it's like sometimes we forget who the owners are. It's like we should really like look at owners and want to know their story and how they did this, you know what I mean. But yeah, so let me go into the book. So the book talks about all his memories and stuff and what he remembers, and his athletics coach, because Phil did a lot of like endurance running and stuff like that. He wasn't really, I don't think he was really a sprinter. I think he was more on his endurance, and that resided with me as well, because I did athletics for a long time. I used to wear these Nike spikes, you know what I mean. And he talks about spikes in the book as well. And his coach used to like rip the shoes apart to see what was in them and see how they were crafted. And I've never even thought of that, but that's a really good idea. Like if I wanted to know how this camera was made, I could rip it down and see what's in there and try and understand, you know what I mean. And it's just that's immense curiosity, and that's what you need for success, you know what I mean. I say you know what I mean all the time, I don't know why, but yeah, that's what you need for success. I think immense curiosity, I think that's one of the things that you definitely do need, and if you use it, it can work to your advantage no matter what. So yeah, he's got people on here as well, like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, two big people talking about the book as well. If you don't know, these are two of the richest men in the world, you know what I mean. If you want to, said it again, if you want to check them, you should always be checking them out, to be honest, and seeing what they're doing, what business moves they make, because if you want to know about finance, they're your people. They're definitely your people. So let me talk about Shoe Dog and let me talk about who the book's for then. So the book, I would say, it's for young, in fact it's not for just young people, because flipping Ray Kroc was like, what's 50, 60 when he started his business, but well, in 50, 60 when he did the McDonald's thing, but it might have been Sanders, I can't remember, it's one of them anyway. But so yeah, let me talk about who the book is for. So basically I think the book's for people who are definitely people who are in business. If you're in business and you feel like giving up, or you feel like you're having a hard time, listen, this guy had a flipping hard time, you know what I mean. He had a very hard time. and he just managed to overcome everything to where he is now, where the business seems like it's sailing to me. I don't know the back ends, and I don't look at the finance and all of that kind of stuff. I'm going to, because one day I'm going to be investing a lot more. But yeah, if you're young, like this book, I love it because I'm 23, you know what I mean, and it just shows like there's always a possibility that you can rise out of your situation and make it forward, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you can be thinking like, how do these people make it there? How did they get there? And you just, sometimes you can go to bed and it can make you quite depressed, and you're seeing everybody on Instagram and living their life and celebrating. And listen, to be honest, loads of them won't be doing that when they're 30. Listen, when life changes and they've got kids and things, lots of people won't be soaring, but I want to soar. I want to make sure I'm soaring, and I want you to make sure that you're soaring as well. And maybe one day we can meet up and jam and chill and, you know what I mean, and talk and hopefully do something together, you know what I mean. But it's gonna be hard to get there. When I'm reading this book, I see all the hardships he went through, and I can imagine he got demoralized loads of times and thought this ain't gonna work, but he just kept pushing it, and thought I've come this far and I'm gonna keep going. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a businessman, if you're in sales, if you're a person who constantly gets knocked down, keep pushing, keep persisting, because that's one big thing that I learned from Phil Knight. I might as well go into the benefits now, because the book is for really anybody. But one of the benefits that I learned from the book is just keep persisting. Just have that hope, that fire, that desire, and just keep moving forward, no matter how tough it gets. Because it's gonna get hard, it's gonna get tough. You're gonna get upset, you're gonna get backstabbed, you're gonna get betrayed, you're gonna have someone who's not taking your business as serious as you. You're gonna have people who think, yeah, I make half the business, so I should. Yeah, there's gonna be there's gonna be people who think I make half of the business, so I should earn more money. You know what you gotta do, fam? You just gotta keep going through them things, no matter what. Keep persisting, keep going, keep growing, and just keep bettering yourself. You know what I mean? So what's the next thing that I'm going to talk about? So one benefit of this book is you got to have thick skin. No matter what, you've got to have thick skin. So you've got to get used to things that can come up, you know what I mean? Don't think, oh, this has come up, oh, I'm going to break down, I'm going to be so upset. You've got to keep moving forward no matter what. Make it your duty, obligation, and responsibility to keep moving forward, you know what I mean? I love that quote by Grant Cardone, man. So I keep using it. I need my own quote though, because I want people to use my quote. My quote, you know what I mean? Bit of narcissism. It's good for the brain, but yeah, blood. You know what I mean? You want to have thick skin. You've got to be able to understand that people are gonna let you down, man. Things are not always gonna go smooth. Things are not always gonna go easy, and you've got to be able to move forward. You've got to be able to keep doing things and moving forward no matter what, man. You know what I mean? Before, I'll tell you straight, my first 2 videos, fam, when I come outside here, I was shy, fam. I was shy. Yo, you might see me through the window. I think he's in the window now. You know what I mean? That's why I looked there before. Now I'm thinking, I probably look weird. I've got a camera sat in front of me and I'm talking, and it's on I haven't got a stand, so I put it on a Budweiser, and then I put it on an August catalogue, and then I've got a bracket on top of that to put this camera to face me, you know what I mean? But it's one of them things, man. I'm just looking to move forward no matter what, man. I don't care if anybody's watching or whatever. I'm just doing this because I know I'm not living to the best of my potential when I'm not doing this. So I'm putting this information out there. So my benefit too is you've got to have a mastermind group. You've got to have, and if you've ever read Napoleon Hill, I'll put a link in the description of that book, but if you've ever read Napoleon Hill, he details a mastermind group. It's a group of people who have your best concerns at heart, and you're all working together to obtain the same goal. So you need a mastermind group. There's no hands down about it. To be honest, I'm not even going to lie, I haven't really got a mastermind group. I'd say I have in the gym, but when it comes to business-wise, I haven't really got a mastermind group, you know what I mean? They're probably people who can see it, but they haven't got the same vision as I have for it, so they can't really help me as much with it, you know what I mean? But you definitely need a mastermind group. If you haven't got one, get one. People have them on Facebook, you know what I mean? There is a few groups that I'm joined into where it's loads of entrepreneurs, and I advise you getting in some of them, man, definitely. Celebrity endorsement is key. If you're running a business, celebrity endorsement is key. They was giving these Nike trainers out. At first they were called Tigers, but then... Yes, people, I'm starting this off today. Sorry if you might have heard this already. We just had to change the camera. It's a bit windy outside, so I can't film outside today. But yo, like I was saying, celebrity endorsement is definitely a key thing. You need to have it, you know what I mean? Because from there, if you've got a celebrity and he's on TV, you might not necessarily be on TV. The only time people see your trainers or your spikes or whatever is when you're walking on the street. But with him putting the things on celebrities, obviously people want to be like the celebrities because they inspire people and they're leaders, and obviously it goes out to a huge mass market. There wasn't social media back then, so you always want to have celebrity endorsements. Always try and put your products in the hand of celebrity endorsements, because they've got the big followers and people will be watching what they're doing and want to imitate or copy. What were it now? The innovative minority, the imitative majority follow the innovative minority. That's one thing that I've learned. And next thing is get a spy. Phil Knight had a spy who was in Japan who was working for him. He employed him as a spy to see every little thing that could possibly come up, so he could be more prepared for occasions and know about things that he might not have known about if he didn't have a spy, which is definitely a great thing to do. You know what I mean? Sometimes I've never really thought about having a spy. I've been curious to know certain things, you know what I mean? You have to like have a little spy on certain people and certain things what they're doing. You have to do it with business so that you can get better, so that you can enhance your business, so that you can expand it, you know what I mean? There are little things that you got to do. You might not even realise that you're doing it, but you do it. You do it subconsciously sometimes. So definitely one thing that I learned 100% is get a spy. Sam Walton used to spy on his competition to see what they were doing, to see if they knew anything that he didn't know. You know what I mean? You have to do it. And Sam Walton, by the way, if you didn't know, he's the guy who owns Walmart. So the next thing that I learned is commit. Just commit. It doesn't matter if you have all the answers right now. Don't wait for every light to be green, because you're going to be waiting a long time and you're going to probably die and you're going to regret a lot of things in life. Just go for it. If you see the opportunity, go for it. Just go for it straight away. Don't wait. If someone texts you and they say, can you do this? Do it then. Don't wait and put it off and do something else. Just do it then and get it out of the way, because then it's easy, it's simple, it's done, you know what I mean? And then you can get back to what you're doing and moving forward. So just commit to something, man. Commit to something bigger than you. All great, successful men and leaders have committed to something, and just, they didn't have all the answers at the time, but they've just moved forward. So the next thing I've got is focus on yourself. Yes, I know I just mentioned that about competition, but still, keep the focus mainly on yourself. Think about how you can expand your business. How can you do this? I have a thing where I try and do like certain things all in the week, and then on the Saturday and Sunday I look at ways how I could have improved this, how I could improve that, rather than continuing to do the same thing. You know what I mean? You got to have prudence. How can I do this with less effort? How can I double down on that, because that's really working with me? You got to take these things into consideration. So the next thing that I've got is invest. Constantly invest. If it's time, invest time. If it's money, invest money. Try and always invest. When I was reading the book, Phil was saying like he didn't really have money at the time because his business was a growth business, so he was always constantly throwing money. But yeah, what I'm saying is invest, man. Make sure that money's coming back into the business every time, constantly. Make sure it's coming back. Don't let it go out there. Don't spend on stuff that you don't need. Don't follow your friends who are spending on things that they're doing, you know what I mean? Keep laser focused on what you're doing and invest that money. Phil was saying he didn't even have money sometimes, you know what I mean? They was constantly putting that money into the growth of the business, putting it into something that was bigger than the people, him and the people he was working with, you know what I mean? So constantly do that. Don't be looking out there at what other people are doing. Focus on yourself and invest that money. And look after your key players as well, man. If you've got a top salesman in your team, make sure that he is looked after. You know what I mean? Don't be wasting money. Make sure that you look after him, because he might feel like you're not paying him enough. He might want to move, he might go to your competition, and that's the last thing you want to do. If he goes to your competition, remember this, he knows how to sell. He knows how to train people to sell. Or he can train people to sell, you know what I mean? So you don't want that. Look after the people who are looking after you as best you can, and they won't leave, fam. You know what I mean? They won't leave. So make sure you do that. But yo, this is me This is Invest and Prosper. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll put the link in the description for the book Shoe Dog. And yo, this is Marcus Invest and Prosper. Boom bang, we're out.